Okay, so my last video, I made a Tekken 8 tier list. And that video, ladies and gentlemen, got so many positive reactions. Like, it was just unbelievable the amount of support that I got in that video. So I want to thank you guys so much. Like, here's some amazing comments that I had on that video. So here's one. This guy absolutely loved me. He said I was the best player in the whole fucking game. This guy over here, he told me that I should become a pro or something like that, because it's just the best tier list that he had ever seen. And you know what's so funny about all this is that that video was a rage bait, and I successfully succeeded in that. It is so easy to rage bait the Tekken community or just people in general. Like, are you guys fucking serious? Did you actually think that that tier list video that I made was legit? I put Anna. Where the fuck did I even put? I think I put her in B tier. Bro, she's top 5. She's one of the best characters in the whole fucking game. Because at Evo, Arslan Ash won the Evo with Anna. And his opponent used another S tier character, which I did put in S tier. But like, that should have been a dead giveaway. I think there were only like maybe 2 people in that comment section that actually knew that I was rage baiting. Even my friends, like in real life, told me that, are you crazy, or what kind of a tier list is that? And it's just like, mate, relax, I have a plan, I know how to, do this shit, it's so easy. But today we're gonna make, like, my honest, this is no longer a rage bait, it's nothing that's serious. This is what I think the best characters in the game, or the best tier list in my opinion. Now here's another thing. Every single tier list is going to be controversial. Why? Because every single person has their own opinion of anything. Like, I might find a show, a series amazing, but that doesn't mean that every single other person is gonna find it amazing. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind before I, start with this. But whatever, let's just dive straight into this. I don't want to, make it too long because it's gonna take a while. Okay. So I do have my notes on the right, so I don't forget anything. But first character that we have, also I switched to top 5, S+, S tier, A+, and A tier. Because I don't think that any character in this game is actual dog shit. Obviously, in pro leagues, like, you cannot compete with the high level players or with high level characters. So yeah. But anyways, let's begin. Okay, so the first character that we have is Jack 8. I think I put him at B tier in my last video, but in this video we're gonna put him in A. We're gonna put him in A+ tier. So Jack 8 is pretty much a dominant mid range presence. So Jack 8 boasts my goodness me, bro. Okay, so Jack 8, some of his strengths are he has long reach, high damage, like he's basically a tank, we all know this. But there's something, like, he has a lot of weaknesses, obviously being his slow movement and his execution. So he's very, very slow in that regard. He has very punishable lows, execution heavy mechanics, maximizing his damage often demands precise inputs for charged moves such as tornado variants and power-up follow-ups. So with all that, I'm just gonna put him at A+ tier. I don't think he's, like, if this was the beginning of season 2, I would have put him in a top 5 because he was literally more broken than Anna, okay? But whatever. So next character that we have is, okay, so the next character that we have is Jin Kazama. Now Jin Kazama is not going in at top 5. He is not the best character in the game, but he is up there, he's in S+. He did get nerfed, some of his moves got nerfed, but overall he is still a very, very solid choice. Now, I recently watched a Tekken 7 video on Jin where I completely agree that he was more balanced in Tekken 7. Like, you required to be very good with Jin, but in this game you kind of can, like, throw your moves out, and sometimes it just works. Like in Tekken 7, he was literally just a karate fighter and that's it. But in this game, he's more like anime, with his wings, with his devil powers coming in and his insane forward 2 tracking. So overall, he is a very good, like, S+ tier character. He has a very good versatile toolkit, high pressure, great wall game, counter hit potential is really amazing. However, he does have some weaknesses. He has risky lows. He has mediocre range, even though his 442 has insane tracking. He has predictable pressure as well, so played against a lot of Jins, I don't really like. Obviously I struggle when they're really good, but overall, you know what I mean. So next character that we have is Jun. Now Jun is also going in at S+ tier, I mean, the mother of Jin Kazama. Like, I don't play her a lot, so I'm just gonna keep this short. She has really strong mix-ups. She has great counter tools, solid heat energy. Like, we know when she boosts, her already strong offense and mix potential, that is just, insane. She has great wall pressure, and she also has some really good parries, like a lot of females do in this game. However, she does have some weaknesses, some unsafe strings, a weaker range, even though she gets it's not a full screen, but when she's in her heat, she can, I don't know what the hell you call that move, but she does something and it looks like a projectile. But overall, she is a very, very solid S+ character. Next up, we have Kazuya. Kazuya is going in at S. I don't think he's that good as Jin or Jun. I think I struggle a lot more against a good Jin and a good Jun. So we're definitely going to be putting him at S tier. Like, he got a lot of buffs, so he's really good now. He has explosive damage, some of the highest in the game with strong launchers. We all know his corner damage is insane. And he also gets, his devil form in his heat, unlocks terrifying pressure, mobility, and more mix-ups. He has fast, safe, and leads to Beikomu, key for his neutral. He has a great punish game, strong whiff, and block punishment tools. We all know his punishment, his 1-1-2. Every single Mishima does this, except for Jin, funny enough. Then he also has some weaknesses, you know what I mean? He has some weak movement, kind of, even like he has some poor side steps and linear approach. So he has some unsafe lows, like big risk if he hell sweeps or low strings get blocked. We all know that. He has some predictable game plan, unless they do wavus the whole time and they just mix you to death. But yeah, S tier character, he's good. Next character that we have is King, and I am gonna put King. I don't know, like, I want to put him at S+. Am I gonna do it? He's literally in between S and S+, because he is so annoying to go up against. I still stand by that. Now, not every single thing I said in the previous video was a rage bait. Like, me talking about Eddy was 100% legit. I still stand by that. But, like, fighting against the King 9 out of 10 times, it is literally like, I'm not just fighting his twin or his brother, or what's going on. They all do the same thing. Whenever that he gets his heat, like, they immediately use it. Why? Because it's insane and does insane damage. He has top tier throws, huge throw variety with damaging multi throws and chain grabs. Great with punishers, strong mid range tools like his forward 2-3 and other stuff that he has. Heat pressure, heat mode engages his offense and opens more throw setups. So we all know all that shit. And obviously, yeah, so really good wall damage. So he's going in at S, maybe at S+. But I'm just gonna put him at S because in pro leagues, I don't really see Kings. And they do struggle, and they depend on some of his safe strings. However, he does have some, weaknesses. He has limited lows. Lows are either weak or very risky, and execution on throws. Multi throws require precise inputs under pressure. So that is absolutely true. Okay, next up we have Law, and we have Lars. Oh my god. Okay, so we have Lars, and Lars is absolutely going in at S+ tier. He got a lot of buffs. He is also one of my mains. I just reached Tekken King with him. And I reached Tekken King with him. I swear, if you count it all up, all the days that I played, maybe after 30 hours of gameplay with him, maybe a bit more. I would say like 35 to 40. And then I reached Tekken King. So that already says enough. Most of his strings are safe. So you have to be really careful when you want to punish him, because otherwise you're gonna get punished. And he has a lot of he has really great wake ups, So when you wake up with his standing 2, he gets into his stance, and after that he has 3 or 4 options, so it's really crazy. His up forward 3, which is kind of crazy that is actually safe. Like, that is a low punish, so if your opponent does a low and you do his forward up 3, that is a punish. You get a full punish on that, so that is a really unique and amazing tool. If he's in his heat, he gets his forward dash. That is just crazy. It's just literally, it's constant pressure, insane. His forward 3 into another 3 is plus on block, I think, and then he can yet again go into his stance and do a lot more stuff. So he is literally, he's crazy to go up against, unless you know the matchup and you do know when to interrupt. But yeah, overall he is an amazing S+ tier character. I love the character. Okay, so next character that we have is Law. And Law is also going in S+ tier. He is literally up there with Lars, John, and Jin. So I played with him a little bit when the game launched. Not really my main, even though he's a really cool character. He's fast and aggressive. He has great pressure tools with quick strings and pokes. Strong hit counter game, like his back 1-2, his forward 1-2 leads into big damage. Yet again, wall damage, we all know how that goes. Easy to use, by the way. He has some really simple inputs, so it's kind of, amateur friendly, or noob friendly, I would say. Even though he does have some unsafe strings, many pressure tools are punishable if blocked or ducked. Predictable lows like his Dragon Tail are reactable and risky. Linear attacks, so he struggles against strong sidesteppers. But overall, he is still an amazing character. Law is a rushdown specialist who shines in close range pressure and his setups. But yeah, that's that. S+ tier, let's go. Okay, next character that we have is Paul. And I'm gonna put Paul in at the same rank as Kazuya, King. He's a bit underrated. We all know that he does some insane, massive damage. Like his Death Fist, which we all know, which we all hate or love. Like, if you get hit by that, that is just, I don't know why, it's kind of satisfying. Even though I get hit by it, I don't play with Paul, but it's still so really satisfying to see. You know what I mean. But he's simple and effective, so he's easy to learn. He has some powerful tools. Moves like his back 1 lead to strong counter hit combos. So yeah, he's just, I think honestly he's one of the most underrated characters in this game. He's really good. However, he has some weaknesses like his linear playstyle. He has unsafe key moves. His Death Fist and other big hitters are punishable if blocked. He has low mix-up low mix-up variety, so weak lows make him rely on risky reads. Exactly right. When you block one of his lows, you get a full punish most of the time. But yeah, overall he's still a good character. If he got some more lows, like, I would think that he would be at S+, but because of he lacks a little bit of his low attacks, we're just gonna keep him at S tier. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have Nina Williams, and she can go straight to fucking top 5. Why are the two sisters so broken? Seriously, why are they so broken? Like, I get it. We all, what's up with these like gooner developers? It's just like okay, I get it, but still, you know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, she is so insane, top 5 character in this game, alongside with her sister, which I'm gonna get to, but she's at the bottom 3 of this tier list because she is the latest DLC, not the latest DLC, but before Fahkumram. And funny enough, I see that Armor King is in here. He's not even released. But yeah, back to Nina. Her strengths. I mean, where the fuck do I even begin? She has high speed offense, fast pokes, pressure strings, and strong rushdown. She has excellent mix-ups, strong highs, mids, and lows with tricky cancels and stances. So she gets a lot more options when she cancels these normal strings. insane combo potential, complex but rewarding combos, especially near walls, and silent entries, unique stance transitions, confuse opponents, and opening up mixed opportunities. That is in a nutshell Nina Williams. She does have some weaknesses, her high execution demands precision and practice to use her full kit. Okay, but you can say that with every single fucking character. She has some unsafe strings, and she also, yet again, has a linear approach. Struggles against good sidestepping characters. She does have a weak comeback factor, so she needs momentum, so less explosive than other in clutch moments. So if you kind of like break her, if you can break her like rush, when she's rushing you or she's putting pressure on you, if you break that down, you can actually beat her. Because I did beat a lot of Nina Williams, but in Pro League, I don't know how that is because I don't play in that league. But yeah, I mean, Nina is a technical pressure heavy character for players who love fast offense and mix-ups. She is just broken. I don't even need to say a lot more. Okay, next character we have is Xiaoyu. I think I pronounced that okay, and she is going in at S tier. Funnily enough, I think that she no, she's not the weakest female character. I wanted to say she's one of the... No, she's not the weakest female character in this game. What the fuck was I even thinking? Because there's, I think, 2 other characters that I'm gonna put below her, or female characters. So, the thing that makes Xiaoyu kind of like crazy or annoying to go up against is her stances, right? Her rain dance and her AOP. I don't know what the fuck that is, but you know what I mean. When she goes into her stance, she gets so many dodges. Like, she literally, when she's in that stance, you cannot do high attacks because otherwise you're just gonna get punished. You need to do mids when she's in that stance. She has great counter tools, tricky mix-ups, constant stance transitions keep opponents guessing, strong counterplay, great wave punishment and low crushing tools, great movement. We all know that, fast sidestepping and unique mobility options. However, she does have some weaknesses. Her stance management and mix-up timing are demanding, so you need to be very careful when you're in her stance. Low damage, that's also true. She doesn't do that much damage. Many attacks can be sidestepped or ducked if read correctly. And she does have a weak defense. That's why she's going in at S tier. If she didn't lack weak defense, she would go into S+. But that's where she goes. Okay, so next up is Asuka. And she is going in at top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because of her parries. Her parries are absolutely broken. She has the best defensive tools in this game. Better than Nina and better than Anna, in my opinion. She is, like, her parries are so broken, it's insane. One of her recent buffs, in Season 2, Asuka received buffs that enhance her offense capabilities, making her competitive and rewarding for players who master her unique tools. Asuka's gameplay revolves around big, slow moves, threatening strings, extensions, reversals, and confusing opponents with fake-out cancels. This requires patience and creativity to open up defensive players. She has insane frame advantage, so moves like her 1-2 string leave her in an advantageous position when blocked, allowing for quick follow-ups such as grabs or parries. And we all know her defense. Asuka excels in defensive play with toolkit designed to counter aggressive opponents. Her ability to parry and reverse attacks make her a formidable in defensive situations. I don't even need to say a lot more. She is broken and needs to be nerfed, as well as Nina and as well as Anna as well. Asuka lacks standard plus on block jabs, relying instead on lower, more deliberable moves to gain frame advantage. This makes her less effective against fast-paced opponents, but she has insane defense, so it really doesn't matter. Predictability, like, her moves are so easy, and her guarantees as well. The amount of guarantees that she gets when she knocks down your opponent is insane, and for fuck's sake, nerf her. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Leroy Smith. Leroy Smith is going in at S tier. Yet again, he is a defensive character. He also has insane parries. We all know this. We all hate this. I don't want to say that he's like a male version of Asuka, because he's not. He does a lot more. No, he does. Bro, I was gonna say he does a lot more damage than Asuka, but obviously not. But he does do great amount of damage. You know, he's an easy pickup character. You know, his moveset is generally considered beginner friendly, making him accessible while still having depth for advanced players. Versatile mix-ups. He offers a good amount of mixes, mids, lows, making his offense tricky to predict and to block. However, if he's in his stance, all you need to do is grab. So if he's in his his stance where he does this, where he's gonna start to parry you, do a grab and you get that, or do a low. Even though I think one of his parry actually counters a low attack. I'm not sure. I think so. So yeah, I mean, Leroy's parry can turn the tide. Learn the timing and situations to punish aggressive opponents. Vary between mid and low hits to keep your opponents guessing. So but he is still weaker than the characters above him. Why? Because some of his moves are somewhat predictable and overused by many opponents or many players that pick him up. He has limited range, even though he does have his spear that comes out, I don't know when or how you deploy that or use it. His mobility isn't the best as well, so Leroy's movement speed is average, so he sometimes has trouble closing the distance quickly against highly mobile foes. Vulnerable to pressure, while he does have good defensive tools, if he is bypassed, Leroy can struggle under heavy pressure. And that's why he's going in at S tier. Okay, next up we have Lili. Lili is going at the top of S tier because, funnily enough, I would rather fight against a Lili than a Jun or an Asuka or a Nina. Absolutely. I would say that she does have some cheesy moves, we all know that, but considering the other female characters on this list, she is better to go up against, in my opinion. She has excellent movement. Lili has one of the best side steps in the game. Strong mix-up tools, good range, high damage punishers. She can convert launchers and counter hits into high damage combos, especially near a wall. And she has versatile playstyle. Lili suits both aggressive rushdown and counter attacking styles, so players can adapt depending on the matchup. However, she does have a squishy defense. Lili doesn't have the strongest defense tools and can struggle against heavy pressure and aggressive opponents. Some of her flashy attacks are slow recovery, making them vulnerable if blocked or whiffed. So yeah, you need to be very careful when you're playing with her. Next up, we have Hwoarang, my South Korean brother. He is going right under Jin. Like this. Is he? No, he's not better than Lars, so he's going there. But he is definitely better, in my opinion, than Law. But he's not better than Lars. Hwoarang's strengths: multiple stances. Hwoarang's key strengths lies in his diversive stances, his left flamingo, right flamingo, his backlash, etc. that allow him to mix up attacks, confusing opponents and creating many offense options. He has strong pressure game, we all know this. His fast strings and stance transitions apply relentless pressure, making it hard for opponents to find openings. High damage potential. Bryan can rack up damage quickly with extended combos, especially if he maintains his stance control. Great rushdown and amazing wall damage as well. However, he does have some weaknesses, like his defensive vulnerabilities. While he is aggressive, Hwoarang has limited defense options. If his offense is shut down, he can struggle, and this is absolutely true, because when I played against a Hwoarang with Eddy, like, he was a very aggressive player, but I just knew what to do. Like I was in the zone, you know what I mean? And I was literally breaking him down, which caused him to lose. So if you know, when you come across a high pressure Hwoarang, I know it's not that easy, but still, if you can break his offense or his rush down, you're gonna confuse your opponent, and that's gonna break him. He's gonna be like, oh, that is not working anymore. What the fuck do I do next? Also, when he goes into his flamingo stance, if you have your heat, no, not your heat, your rage art, just do it. It's the best thing that you can do. Like it removes his pressure game. So yeah, overall he is, you know, he's S+ tier. Easy. I think I put him in the previous video in at B tier, which is kind of funny. Yet again, it was also a rage bait, but he's absolutely not in there. Like he is literally, I think, below Lars. I think that's exactly where he is. Okay, next up we have Claudio. Claudio is going in at S+ tier, not in top 5. He didn't make the... Is he gonna make the... Nah, I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him in at top 5. I think Claudio, like literally I was watching a pro player playing against another pro player who was using Claudio, and his reaction was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. He said he was fighting against him and he was in defense the whole game. And he was like, bro, I don't even know when to like do something to him, because he's always, it looks like he's always plus on block, which is crazy. And it's like, you know, Claudio has some really fast punishers. You know, Claudio has quick and reliable punishing moves to capitalize on opponents' mistakes. He has good mix and mid and low attacks. He can mix up his offense effectively to keep opponents guessing. He has great zoning tools. Like he has one of the best zoning tools in the whole game. You know, Claudio has solid ranged attacks and projectiles, like his star summons, right? That goes full screen, that help him control space and keep opportunities at bay. You know, I think his 404 forward 2, even though that is duckable, it's plus on block. So you have to block again after you get hit by that. There's no way that you're going to be able to punish him. He does have here and there some weaknesses. You know, some of the Claudio strengths and setups require precision timing, which, you know, is with a lot of players. He has predictable risk, so if overused, some of his projectile and zoning tools can become predictable and get punished. He does have a little bit of a weaker defensive options than, let's say, Asuka, which is why he's definitely going under, like underneath Asuka. But yeah, I don't need to say much about him. He is insane, top 5 in my opinion. Okay. Next character that we have is Azucena. Azucena is going at the top of A+ tier. No, she's going in at S tier, bottom S tier. She has a unorthodox fighting style. Now she's a new character, by the way. Azuna brings a fresh, unpredictable fighting style that can catch opponents off guard. Her moves blend fluid strikes with tricky stances. You know, she has insane mix-ups, strong mix-ups. She has diverse attack patterns combining with high mids and lows that keep opponents guessing. She has really good mobility. Azuna moves really quickly. Unique tools, you know, she possesses special attacks and stance cancels that are going to open up defensive players and create openings. By the way, she is not a beginner-friendly character. So if you pick this character, you're gonna put time into her to become good at her, okay? Next up, we have Raven. A Raven can go bottom of A+ tier. So I main Raven. I mained him a few months ago. Stopped playing with him. Why? Because he, you know, he's unsafe in a lot of things, which I really don't like. You know, I was kind of like done with playing low tier characters. That's why I picked up. I wanted to try somebody else, so I thought that Raven's moves looked really cool, and that's why I started, you know, using him. But I quickly realized that he also is very punishable, predictable. Most of his moves are unsafe. But yeah, I mean, he does have really good movement. You know, Raven has excellent mobility that makes him shine. He does have mix-up, so that's one thing that's going for him. He's known for his tricky mix-up with fast mid-lows and stance transitions that keep opponents guessing. He has some good powerful counters, even though I need to get used to that. Raven's counter hit tools are very effective, allowing him to punish whiffs and block strength reliability. He has really good range. His limbs have decent range, helping him maintain pressure and whittle down opponents from a distance. Great wall pressure and wall damage. But like I said, his stance transitions and combo routes require solid execution to maximize effectiveness. Defensive options are limited. Ravens struggle under sustained pressure if his offense is neutralized. Experienced players can learn his common setups and counter them if he becomes too predictable. So yeah, then like if some of his moves were safe on block. I'm not saying like give him a safe launcher, even though a lot of other characters have that. But just make him a more plus on blocks, especially when you're doing his stance transitions, when you're trying to hit the opponent. It's just unfortunate because he's such a cool character. But yeah, he's going in at A+ tier. And next up we have Dragunov. Dragunov is going at the top. He's going at the bottom of S+ tier. He did get some nerfs. Holy shit, it's warm here. He did get some nerfs, but overall he still has some really solid, strong pressure game. Dragunov excels at close range pressure with long strings and mix-up that keep opponents guessing. Powerful throws, we all know his throws, especially against the wall. I hate that shit. He has really good range. Like he has really strong and long limbs. Give him a solid poke. Like no more guarantees. When he used to knock you down, you get a guaranteed, but that's no longer the case. So that's good. He blends his aggressive rushdown with mid-ranged pokes, making him adaptable in any matchup. So he's literally, I would say, like in the middle. And I'm like, and when I just said that, I'm gonna move him back to S tier because he did get some nerfs, and like I said, no longer so many guarantees. And he is, in my opinion, balanced. Even though sometimes it might not look like it or feel like it, he's still balanced in my opinion. Okay, next up we have, we have Kuma, and I used to put Kuma in at C tier, which funnily enough, nobody in the comment section previous video mentioned that. It's kind of funny because he is the fucking bear. He's going in at S+ tier. Why? Even though he is a bear, which is actually a good thing. Why? Because he is a bear. Like, he's huge, he's hairy, and it's like, oh, he does have, that's one of his weaknesses, even though that he's still at S+ tier, that he has a bigger hitbox. But he is a powerful grabber. Like Kuma excels with strong throws and command grabs that can break down defensive opponents. He's a heavy hitter, we all know this. Many of his strikes deal a significant amount of damage and can punish mistakes hard. He has good range for a grappler, so that is insane. Despite being a bear, Kuma has surprisingly decent reach with his pause swipes and strikes. He can also charge it, I think, and then he's plus on block. Solid wall game mix of strikes and throws. He balances heavy attacks with throw options, making his offense unpredictable, and that's why he's going in at S+ tier. He does have slow movement, even though when he's on the floor he can roll towards you, and I think he's plus of maybe neutral, I don't know, or minus 10, which is pretty much safe. Next up we have Leo, and Leo is also going in at S+ tier. His stances, in my opinion, are one of the best. Like, I find it so annoying, and I should actually go into practice mode and try to learn how to counter his stances. And I feel like when he does his low, is that punishable? I think that is punishable, but not launchable, I think, if I'm not mistaken. However, he has a well-rounded toolkit. Like, Leo is one of the most balanced characters in the game with solid mids, low pokes, and combo potential. Great for players who wants a complete fighter. Even though I do think that he is above Dragunov. That's why I put him in at S+ tier. Yeah. You know, he has really great mix-ups. Leo's offense includes tricky mids, lows, and stance transitions that open up defensive players. He has effective stance pressure, so Leo's Koppo stance enables additional mix-ups and offensive pressure, giving more tools in close range. Safe pokes. A lot of Leo's pokes are safe, so making his pressure game consistent. However, he does have some weaknesses, you know, his limited range, no major gimmicks, you know, like Leo is solid but doesn't have anything exceptionally broken, so you have to rely on fundamentals more than cheesy mix-ups, but still, after all that, you know, you do require to know the character, you have to put in time, but he's still up there, you know, he's still an S+ tier in my opinion. Okay, next up is Shaheen, and I am gonna put Shaheen above Dragunov, so he's going in at S tier. He is also an underrated character. He got introduced in Tekken 7, and last night when I was trying to rank up my Lars, I came across a Shaheen, and he was on a 13 win streak. That is insane. And when I do come across a Shaheen, not just any Shaheen, but a Shaheen just in general, they always have an insane winning record, and it's like, holy shit, man. He's, in my opinion, very underrated and should be played more. But, you know, he's not broken. That's why a lot of people just prefer to play the top characters instead of him. But yeah, I mean, he has solid fundamentals. You know, Shaheen is built around classic Tekken fundamentals. Safe poke, strong whiff punishers, good spacing. He's great for players who rely on smart decision making rather than gimmicks. Great counter hit tools, move like his down forward 2. Lead to good damage and give Shaheen strong punishment capabilities. Safe and effective pokes, his down forward 1, standing 4, and down 3 are fast, safe, and great for pressure. Whew, and that's why he's in an S tier. Next character we have Steve, and Steve is going S tier, S+ tier, sorry. And I'm gonna put him at the top of S+ tier. I don't think he just makes the cut of top 5 though, even though he is stupid. They buffed the shit out of him. I don't even need to say much. He is a counter hitting character. You know, he relies on his counter hits. Like if he hits you with a counter, which most of his moves do, it leads to so much damage. It's so annoying. You know, his unmatched boxing pressure. Steve is a pure boxer. You know, all his attacks are punches. His fast, safe pressure tools like his back 1 and 1-2 strings allow him smother opponents up close. Like he's a close range character, so if you can keep him at bay, I do think that you can beat him. But most time, like Steve players are in your face, and which is kind of like cool, you know what I mean? Because in boxing, that's what you want. And when you're actually boxing in the fighting sport of boxing, you want to keep, you know, you want to be at close range with your opponent because, you know, that's just a fighting style, so that's really cool to see. Like I said, deadly counter hits, high damage output, and he also has strong defensive tools. Despite being a pressure character, he has solid defensive options through spacing, evasive stances, and strong counter hits. He just didn't make the top 5. He literally just didn't make it, in my opinion. Okay, next up, we have Yoshimitsu. And I think I put Yoshimitsu in the last video in at B tier, but he is going S+ tier. He is, I do think that Jin is a bit better though. Like when I moved him like this, that doesn't necessarily mean that there is like a huge gap in skill level, you know what I mean? But it's just like, okay, he's a bit better, you know what I mean? Yoshimitsu, the classic, you know, unpredictable and gimmick heavy character. Yoshimitsu thrives on chaos and trickery, with teleporting, flying attacks, self-damage, healing, and stances like Flee, Manji, and Super Dragonfly keeps his opponents guessing. He has insane mix-up potential. He has very tricky highs, lows, and mids. His stance cancels, unblockables, and teleportations can bypass normal defense when used creatively. Strong movement tools. Like there's a huge list that I could just call out on why he's so good, which is kind of like stupid that he is that good, but whatever, you know, why not make every single character in this game broken? I don't even need to say much. He's absolutely going in S+ tier. He might be above Jin. I think they're both on the same level, but whatever. Okay. Next up we have Feng. Feng. I used to main him, and he is also going. He's better than Law. Maybe not better than Hwoarang. Yeah, you know, his back one, if you get that is super satisfying. Has a follow up as well with his back to 1-2. You know, like he also has some easy strings, so most of his moves are pretty, like, they're safe inputs, you know what I mean? So that is also beginner friendly, kind of. Feng is widely known for having some of the safest pressure tools in the game, combined with great evasive movement and solid punishes. Crusher properties and evasion. Many of Feng's moves naturally evade highs or lows, allowing him to dodge and counter even while attacking. Versatile playstyle. He can rush down, play defensively, or whiff punish. This is also actually true, because I noticed that if I play aggressively with Feng, that works. If I play patiently, that also works. And it's like, okay, that's really cool, right? And that's why he's going in at S+ tier. He does have some like his lows, most of its lows are unsafe. You know, he has no explosive mix-ups. While Feng does have strong mids and lows, he doesn't have super fast or high damaging 50-50s, so breaking defense can take longer. Absolutely, especially against your opponent. If he does know the matchup, you're gonna struggle a little bit. Whew, okay. Okay, next up we have Panda. I'm gonna put Panda literally at the same level as Kuma. I'm actually gonna put Leo here. So yeah, Panda. Oh. Panda has almost the same inputs as Kuma. Almost. I don't even need to talk much about him. He is pretty much a female version of Kuma. Panda is a functionally identical character to Kuma in most ways. While they share almost the entire move list, there are subtle differences in hurtbox sizes, hit reactions, and certain move properties in very specific matchups or interactions. Her heat, I have to say her because it's a she. Her heat is one of the best in the game. You know, like, it has an insane amount of range. We all know this. You know, unique bear stances. You know, the hunting bear stance opens up powerful, unblockable, evasive tools and pressure options that most characters can't replicate. Panda hits hard, especially with launchers to a wall combos and bear specific throws, which is funny. So he has a surprise factor. You know, most people aren't used to fighting against bears or pandas or whatever, so you can exploit on that and get some, you know, easy wins. Like, she's a funny but functional. Like, while visually comedic, Panda has legit tools that can win tournaments in the right hands. Like, for example, Gidio Ding or whatever his name was, he won Evo with Panda, and I can't remember if that was Tekken 7. I think that was Tekken 7. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, next up we have Alisa, and she is going in at top 5, and she's a bit better than Claudio, sure. Yet again, can y'all, like, stop gooning on these characters? Like, why buff so much of, like, she was already an annoying character, and when I first started playing this game and I noticed that I beat or could beat most of them, I was like, okay, she's not broken. And then they buffed the shit out of her, and now she's absolutely broken and one of the best characters in the game. You know, at Evo, so many players who were using her. That already says enough. You know, her fucking chainsaw stance is so annoying. You know, her destructive form is what it's called. Activates chainsaw on her arms, changing her move list complete and giving her deadly offense and extended combo options. She has safe, fast pokes. She has excellent pokes like her down forward 1, back 2 and down 3, allowing for safe pressure and hit confirmed setups. Flexible playstyle, can be played both defensively or aggressively. She has projectile tools which can be sidestepped, but you wouldn't just, do that all, out of nowhere. If she hits you with those chainsaws, I think she's plus on block or neutral, I don't know, but she keeps the pressure going. And if you guess wrong once, she gets an easy follow-up. So I don't even need to explain this. She is fucking broken. However, the low damage output without the chainsaw, so when she's not in her chainsaw mode or in her destructive form, Alisa's damage is often modest. Her base toolkit focuses more on pokes than explosive combos. Mastering her stance transitions, chainsaw pressure, and advanced combos takes time and precision. She has weak lows, like you can see them kind of coming. So if you block them, you can punish it well. But still, an insane character and needs to be nerfed. We have Devil Jin, and Devil Jin, ladies and gentlemen, is the first character that's going in at A tier. I cannot recall if he got some nerfs. I think he must have gotten some nerfs. I think so, yeah. He got some nerfs, unfortunately, and that bumped him all the way down, man. Like, Devil Jin has kind of everything. He has a great mix. He has a great mix of rush down, space control, punishment, and movement. He is kind of a complete package. He has the Mishima tools and more. Because of his devil form, he retains classic Mishima electrics, health sweeps, even though that is very, very unsafe, and wave dashing pressure. So that's what is going for him. But also has flight stance, mix-ups, and lasers, giving him more tools than Kazuya or Heihachi. He has some high damage. His flight stance is pretty cool, unorthodox on offense, even though that is fucking unsafe and very, very risky. So when you're pulling his flight stance, you have to be very careful. Strong keep-out tools, his forward 3-4, 3+4 is a long-range mid. He has lasering tools and lasering zoning, can keep aggressive opponents out, forcing them to approach carefully. However, he does have a lot of weaknesses, that's why he's going in at A tier. Execution intensive. Devil Jin requires tight inputs, especially for his electric Wind Ghost Fist. Perfect wave dashes and hell sweep confirms. Super unsafe. Unsafe lows, that's what make him at A tier. I don't even know if I said that correctly in English. English is broken today. His mix-up game is strong, but very, very, very risky. Hell sweep and other lows are launch punishable. So a wrong guess is costly. If you block his lows, his hell sweep, oh my god, get ready to eat that punish. Some of his key tools, like his health sweep, are linear, and good sidesteppers can evade and punish if you are being predictable. Stance commitment. Flying stance can be punished hard if used recklessly. Most transitions don't allow blocking. So if you have read the opponents well, then it might kind of work. And requires good matchup knowledge. To succeed with Devil Jin, players must know when and how to apply pressure. Without strong reads, he can fall apart against defensive heavy attackers or characters. But yeah, that's why unfortunately he's going at A tier. First character to go into E tier. Okay, Lee is the next character is Lee, and he also got nerfed. Not as much as Devil Jin, in my opinion. However, he's going in at A+. A lot of people will put him here. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna put him at A+, because he does have really good tools. Like his mid strings, like his back plus 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, his magic 4, his down 4 plus true. His down 3 counter hit launchers are central to his game plan, so he's a counter hitting character. Okay. Outstanding wall carry, like he can consistently push his opponents into a wall via his back 2 loops, his forward 3 heat activation, and wall bounce moves. You know, his elite keep out tools, his back +4, his excellent long range mid that also counter hits launchers. Difficult to whiff punish, his down forward +1 is -1 on block, ideal for frame traps. And he's a high risky character as well, performing just frame moves correctly. He extends heat, timer and delivery, huge combo payoff. But he has a linear offense, so most of Lee's strings are mid or highs, making him vulnerable to sidestepping, particularly against patient players. Risky low options. Low attacks like his back 3-3 are risky and low damage unless counter hit. They are also punishable on block. Many mix-ups lack strong follow-ups on normal hits. Weak heat utility. Lee's heat options are limited compared to other characters aside from his forward 3 into combo and his other follow-ups. His heat game is niche, kind of. He has a limited comeback potential, so I mean he does have some weakness. He has a lot of weaknesses, so that's why he's going in at A+. Okay, next character is Zafina, and she's going at the bottom of S tier. I think that she's in the middle. If you do know how to counterplay her, then you're gonna be able to beat her. But yeah, overall she is she's very, very annoying. Tricky movement like her stance transitions. Zafina's signature style is her unique stance transitions, giving her unorthodox mix-ups and movement options that keep opponents guessing. She has fast and safe mid attacks. Tools like her down forward +1 and her forward +2 are fast, safe mids that help control neutral. However, she does have low damage, execution intensive. Her stance transitions and mix-ups require practice and precision to be effective. Predictable stance entries, so experienced players can bait and punish her stance transitions if mixed up well. So yeah, not much to say about her. Okay, next character is Victor, and Victor is going at S tier, above Panda and Kuma. Okay, so Victor is a powerhouse with high damage output and most of his moves and combos, making him a threat in punishes and pressure. He has good mix of range and power. Despite being somewhat of a large character, Victor has good variety of mid-range moves with solid range and speed. Like we all know, his speed is ridiculous. Safe and reliable pokes. He has safe, reliable pokes like his down forward +1, his back +2 that help control space and maintain pressure. Armor moves. Some of Victor's moves have armor properties, allowing him to absorb attacks and continue offense, and also has a really good throw game. However, he does have a large hurt box. Victor is a bigger target, making him vulnerable to jabs and fast attacks. Somewhat of a slower movement unless he's in his stance, but it does have a pistol, which is a projectile, which is another good thing. Predictable offense, so Victor's game plan can be linear and reliant on reads, which strong defensive players can exploit. But he is still going up there in an S+ tier, strongly so. And we're gonna move on because the next character is a controversial one. And I wanna put him, yes, I'm gonna put him at S+ tier. Yes, he is busted. One of the best characters in this game by far. His wall damage is insane, but there's a lot more going for him. Bryan has some of the hardest hitting combos and launchers, turning even small openings into big damage. Strong mix-up game. He combines fast mids, devastating lows like his iconic forward +2 and command throws for pressure and variety. Good wall carry and damage. We all know that. Strong counter hit tools like his down forward +2, His back plus 1-2 and forward forward 2. Forward 4 plus 2 can launch on counter hit, opening up strong punishes. Intimidating frame data. Many of Bryan's moves are plus on block or frame neutral, allowing him to maintain pressure. Solid mid-range pokes. Yes, he also has that, ladies and gentlemen, which is why a lot of people put him in a top 5. I just didn't, because I do believe that I struggle a lot more against the top characters in a top 5. Like moves like his down 4 plus 2 and 3-3 allow him to control space effectively. I mean, he does have somewhat of a slower movement, like I would say Claudio and Alisa have better movement than Bryan. Bryan also has unsafe lows. While he is powerful, many of his lows are punishable if blocked or evaded. His pressure strings can be predictable and sidestep-able by experienced players. Optimizing his combos and punishes require good execution, especially for a wall carry. And he's somewhat of a risky approach. You know, he's an aggressive player. An aggressive player might overcommit, leaving openings for punishment. And that is why he's going at the top of S+ tier. He just didn't make the cut for top 5. I think that most people already know who's going in at that last spot in the top 5. But next up we have Reina. And like I said, if she's going in at S+ tier as well, above law. If I were to play with a female character, or if I was gonna start, I would pick her because she is a Mishima. You know, Reina inherited classic Mishima tools like Electric Wind God Fist, Wave Dash, giving her strong pressure and punishable ability. She has explosive combos and strong wall carry, similar to other Mishimas, but with unique combo routes. And obviously, all of her forward 2, which guarantees a follow-up, which was broken in the beginning. I think, no, it's still in the game. You still get her forward 2 was so broken, and I don't think that they did anything about it because it's still in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong there, I don't play her, but I just saw it somewhere, somebody saying that forward 2 was so broken, and I cannot recall if she got nerfed with that. I don't think so, but correct me if I'm wrong. She does have good mix-ups, you know, fast pokes, solid lows, and safe mid attacks. Unique stance transitions. Reina introduces a fresh twist to the Mishima playstyle with some new stance options or signature moves, keeping opponents off balance. Excellent punishers on whiff and blocked moves, rewarding precise execution. Okay, Eddy Gordo. Eddy Gordo is going at A+ tier. I don't think he just makes the cut. Like I said, the only thing that Eddy has going for him are his mix-ups. That's it. But if you come across somebody else who mained Eddy, most time, like for instance, last night I played against an Eddy, funnily enough. Play against an Eddy and I won. I wouldn't say easy. I think the second matchup was a bit harder because he also adapted to my playstyle. I was playing with Lars, by the way. But I just knew when to duck, when to sidestep, when to grab, when to punish. And a good buddy of mine was sitting behind me. I was like, oh, you can do that. Oh, you can do this. Oh, you can do that. And I was like, yeah, because I know the playstyle. I know exactly what you need to do because I main Eddy. Like I said, the only thing that Eddy has going for him are his mix-ups. And also, his damage isn't insane. A lot of people say he's doing insane amounts of damage. Mate, what the fuck are you talking about? What insane damage? Playing against the Kazuya, if Kazuya gets you into a corner and he does his corner damage or his corner input, whatever, he gets a lot more damage than with Eddy. Like, I think there was only once where I got 94% damage. And I think every single time I come across like an experienced Kazuya player and he gets me into a corner, it's almost always going to be 107. We all know this. And yeah, it's so unfortunate that Eddy is... it's not that he is absolutely, you know, busted and shouldn't play with him. Absolutely. Like, he brings capoeira to Tekken. And I like that fighting style. That's why I also picked him as a main character. He does have some good pokes. You know, his down forward 2 is a good poke on a counter hit that knocks down the opponent, even though you don't get any follow-up. But if you want to go, like if you guys want to really know my opinion or full opinion about Eddy, watch my other tier list video. I explain exactly what I think is broken with Eddy and why he needs a little bit of love. Like, just give him a little bit of love. That's all I ask for Bandai Namco Studios. He struggles against aggressive rushdowns. Highly aggressive opponents can pressure him before he sets up his stance game. Exactly. Low damage outputs, execution heavy mastery of his stance transition and timing requires good amounts of practice. He is punishable on block. Most of his attacks leave him vulnerable if blocked or sidestepped. He is also very easily sidesteppable. I'm not gonna go into full detail, but that's it. Next up we have Lidia, and Lidia is going in at S tier, bottom of S tier. I don't play her much, but she has a unique fighting style. She mixes karate and taekwondo. She has good pokes and pressure tools. She has several quick mids and low pokes like down forward +2 and down +3, which help control the neutral game. Safe strings, many of her attacks are safe on block, allowing her to apply pressure without much risk. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm waving this, but it's really hot in my room right now, and I don't want to put on the blower or the fan because it's just gonna make some annoying noise. And she also has good range as well. However, she has average damage. You know, her combo damage is decent but not exceptional compared to top tier fighters. Limited mix-up games, predictable strings. Some of her strings can become predictable if overused. Certain key moves require precise timing and spacing to maximize effectively. Struggles versus high mobility, faster evasive characters can challenge her neutral game, and that's why she's going in at S tier and not S+ tier. Okay, Mishima or Heihachi Mishima. Heihachi Mishima, I can probably say he is going in at S tier. He is a DLC that got released and earned a lot of respect. Why? Because he is not busted like with a lot of other characters that came out in the beginning. Like a lot of DLC characters when they got released were kind of busted, even though that was not the case most time. Why? Because just a lot of people don't know the matchup. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's Heihachi Mishima. Heihachi retains signature moves like his electric wind, god fist, hell sweep, and powerful wave dash pressure. Strong mix-up game, powerful frame pressure. Many of his moves are plus on block, allowing safe but aggressive pressure. Great punishment. Heihachi's punishers are among the best with fast launchers on whiff or block. He's pretty versatile, so effective at both neutral and close-up range combat. However, you know, he does have predictable mix-ups. You know, skilled opponents can anticipate and sidestep his common strings and lows. You know, becoming really good with him, you have to put in time, go into practice mode, play a lot, put a lot of hours into him in order to become very good, especially at higher ranks and gold level. Heihachi's movement speed is average, which can be a disadvantage against faster characters. Risky low attacks, you know, his hell sweep and other lows can be punished if blocked or evaded. Clive didn't make it to the top 5, but he got buffs and he got some insane buffs as well. He is oh, so crazy because I mained him when he got released and I realized that he's not that good. He wasn't that good, like he was unsafe on so many strings and not really plus on block. But now at the start of season 2 he got a lot of buffs and he is at the top of S+ tier. I do think that Bryan is a bit better than him, but whatever, we'll just go over his fighting style. So Clive blends fast, precise strikes with powerful combos, offering a balanced mix of offense and defense. He has good range and reach. His sword extends his hitbox, allowing him to control space effectively. Strong punishment tools. Clive has solid launchers and punishes for whiffs and blocked moves. Good mobility, above average movement speed helps with positioning and chasing down opponents. And he has some insane mix-up game as well. Some of his weaknesses is he has a low throw game, so his throws aren't as threatening compared to other characters. Predictable strings, certain moves can become very predictable if overused by your opponent. Vulnerable to rushdown, so Clive can struggle against extremely aggressive fast characters. He relies more on offense and has fewer defensive tools. But overall, going at the top of S+ tier. We all know S. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Anna is going in at the top 5, and not only that, but she is going at the number 1 best character in the whole fucking game. Arsenal Nash won Tekken Evo with Anna Williams. We all can agree. By the way, I put her at B tier and people were flipping. And that is absolutely true. And yet again, it was just a rage bait. But in this, we're gonna put her at number 1. She's the best. She's the best, which is kind of unfortunate because I don't main her. Let's go over her movement and her tools and why she is the best character in the game. She is fast and aggressive. And Anna excels with quick pokes, rapid pressure strings, and fast mix-ups. She has several moves that launch on counter hit, opening up high damage combos. She has good low mix-ups. Anna's lows are tricky and hard to react to, making her offense unpredictable. She has a strong throw game. Command throws and mix-ups add to her offensive arsenal. She can effectively push opponents to a wall for high damage combos. Good frame data as well. Many of her moves are safe or plus on block, letting her maintain pressure and insane stances or stance cancellations as well. She goes into a stance, she cancels, and she's safe. Can y'all stop gooning on this character as well, Panda and Namco Studios? Seriously. The only few weaknesses that she has is she has somewhat lower health than other characters. She is execution heavy, so her best combos and pressure strings require precise timing. But if you practice, that's no longer an issue. Experienced players can sidestep or punish predictable strings. Yes, if you have a character that can do that, absolutely. And I see somebody saying limited range. Mate, she has a fucking bazooka. What you talking about? And she has projectiles, which I forgot to mention. She has projectiles. She's broken, needs to be nerfed right now. Okay, next up, the latest installment, Fahkumram. Fahkumram is going at he's going at the bottom of A+ tier. Now, he got released and literally everybody was playing him, and still now to this day I do come across a lot of Fahkumrams. But he's not busted, and now that he's been out for when was he released? I think a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. When was he released? I can't remember. But whatever, he is if you're good with him, respect to you. You know what I mean? He does have long limbs, so that is good, and that's what's going for him. He has good pokes, good whiff punishes as well. Moves like his down forward +2 and his forward +2 help control neutral and punish mistakes. His long limbs, like I said, give him great reach, allowing him to control space effectively. He deals an insane amount of damage because he's such a big ass character. Fahkumram has high stamina, so Fahkumram has a big health pool and strong defensive tools as well. His size and power can psychologically pressure opponents. Absolutely right. Okay, so however, he does have some weaknesses. He has slow movement. Fahkumram's mobility is limited, making it hard to chase down fast characters. He has a large hurt box because he's that big. He has some unsafe moves. Certain attacks are punishable if blocked, requiring careful use. To maximize damage and wall combos, precise timing is needed, and he struggles against evasive gameplay. He can have trouble dealing with a highly evasive or sidestepping opponent. And that, ladies and now obviously Armor King hasn't released, but I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be broken as well. He's definitely going in at S+ tier, but I'm just not gonna rank him now. And hopefully they do patch or they nerf the top 5 over there. Like literally, yeah, the top 5. There's literally there are 4 females in the top 5. Are you nuts? Like why? Like I said, so many gooners at Bandai Namco Studios, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, give some love to every single person in this game, man. Make them more balanced. Like, make Eddy's moves somewhat safer. Buff a little bit out of Jack 8. Give Raven some more safe moves. You know what I mean? Like, make it more balanced. They need to balance the game more and more. Because, in my opinion, it's not finished. If they leave the game like this, I would not be happy, and I think that the Tekken community wouldn't be happy as well. But overall, this is going to be the end of it. I've been recording for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, hope you enjoyed. If you don't agree, feel free to dislike. I don't even give a shit. But like I said, I do stand by this tier list. This tier list, in my opinion, you know, is correct. I'm looking at it right now and it looks correct. There's nothing out of the ordinary, in my opinion. Okay, this is the end.